Before I start the debrief here, I'd like to quickly announce that FDev gave us an announcement on fleet carriers. I'm going to go ahead and toss that at the end here, so if you guys are interested, pay attention toward the end of the video. So thank you. Greetings, Commanders. I'm Commander Avasa, and welcome to this week's AXI Debrief. Currently, there are no incursion states at the moment, so we're still waiting on that from FDev. Our friends over at Operation Hydra are always hard at work on lining stations, so if you're ever interested in repairing stations or getting stations back online, head on over to the Operation Hydra Discord for further information. For our general update for all commanders out there that are part of our Discord, I would like to remind all members to please pay attention to Rule 8 of our Policy and Rules section, which asks not to unnecessarily ping our staff members unless it requires immediate staff attention. There's been a rise lately of seeing our staff members being unnecessarily pinged, which in turn had many of our staff reeing in response, so please bear that in mind before you ping a staff member, because for every unnecessary ping that goes out, Gluttony dies to a Cyclops. Yours truly released a commentary on the Type 10 Defender as an anti-Xeno ship. If you're ever interested in seeing why I think the Type 10 is one of the worst AX ships, I'll place the link down below. Many veteran commanders also agree that the Type 10 is near useless for anti-Xeno combat thanks to how it's designed, even though narratively it is designed for Thargoid combat. For our new anti-Xeno commanders out there, the weekly tip this week is about cold orbiting. Now, cold orbiting is mainly for small and medium class ships because they are more utilized for cold orbiting compared to large ships, but it does require you to fly comfortably with flight assist off. What it does is avoid the Interceptor's main cannon damage by moving in a perpendicular angle to the Interceptor with enough speed. You have to maintain your heat below 20%, which can be achieved by popping heat sinks, using a thermal vent beam, or even silent running. If you are committed to an attack run, it is suggested to use heat sinks only at that point because using a thermal vent beam, no matter what size, will never be able to keep your ship cool while firing your Gauss cannons, and it will also draw down your weapon capacitor insanely fast, creating a lot of heat. Always remember to keep your Gauss cannons in a split fire group and alternating its fire so that the heat sinks can keep up with the heat generation of the Gauss cannons. Now, Commander Maligno and Mgram do have some nicely done tutorials that go into detail on how to achieve a cold orbit, so I'll link the videos down below and suggest all new commanders to Thargoid combat to check that out. Our science hub has been quiet, but any commanders out there that are interested in advancing the science and understanding of the community, please check out the Science Hub or the Science Projects channel for current active research projects. If you wish to add to our already completed research projects, please do so in the Science Hub so that we may also have a better understanding with more up-to-date numbers of any projects listed as completed. Now, I'd like to correct what I stated a few debriefs back, and that is a correction on damage per volley per Interceptor variant. Commander Maligno has given us an updated raw damage per volley and phasing damage per volley per Interceptor, and the correction is that the Hydra does actually do more damage per volley than the Medusa, whereas in a previous statement I said the opposite. What Commander Maligno has tested shows that for the Cyclops, it does 20 raw damage per volley and 1 phasing damage per volley, with the Basilisk doing 68 and 4, Medusa pushing 132 and 12, and the Hydra performing the most raw damage per volley at 163, but matching the Medusa's 12 phasing damage per volley. It should be noted that raw damage per volley against shields can be mitigated with more pips in the systems, and raw damage against the hull can be mitigated with caustic resistance. What this means for a build is that phasing damage will ignore everything, and running Guardian hull reinforcement packages will only work if your raw hull is high, and it works well really in the class 1 slot because standard hull reinforcement packages engineered will always outperform Guardian hull reinforcement packages. If you are running a shielded build, it can be okay to fit it into a class 1 slot, but you will lose effective hull. For new commanders, it is suggested to just stick with regular hull reinforcement packages, but for those wanting to optimize, it will be a case-by-case basis whether to use them or not. As Commander 100 Rub has stated, and I quote, "GHRPs are only good above a certain raw hull number, and only if you are replacing a small HRP. Basically comparing 5% of your total hull with what you would get from a normal one, and in the case of a class 4 to 5, GHRP always loses." End quote. Thank you to Commander Maligno for this research, and his research has been updated to the AX knowledge base with the link provided down below, and thank you to Commander 100 Rub for the clarification. This week there are no new commander-led events. If you guys are ever interested, get a hold of a overseer or any staff member to get your event put out on the events channel. Starting out our commander achievements this week is Commander Mr. Howie, who took out 2 Cyclopses in his Krait Mark II. Multi-Goid kills are always impressive, and it's always something different than the standard solo kill, so please congratulate Mr. Howie on his kills. Our legendary Commander Maligno achieved a Snake Eater rank this week. Now, Snake Eater is a rank within our community that requires a commander to take out a Basilisk with nothing but old AX multi-cannons or AX missiles. You cannot synth standard or premium ammo, so you're stuck with just the basic ammo. No Guardian tech of any kind, or any ship-launched fighters. Now, Commander Maligno managed to take out the Basilisk in his Corvette without performing any reboots, which for a large ship is a near requirement. So please congratulate Commander Maligno on this impressive achievement. And our kill of the week belongs to Commander Mechan, which I've been pronouncing wrong this whole time, who took out a Hydra and a Basilisk in his Imperial Clipper. Lots of Clipper kills happening lately. Now the fight took 4 hours to complete, and he has been approved to stand amongst the 10 best AX commanders within our community at the 7th place ace rank. To become an ace within the AXI requires an immense amount of dedication and time, so please congratulate Commander Mechan on this achievement. And of course, congratulations to all the commanders out there that have achieved their first solo kills and taking their first steps into anti-Xeno combat. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually list the commanders that achieved a solo kill this week. I can't guarantee I can pull this off every week due to time constraints, but this week, since I've been at home, I'm going to go ahead and link them down in here. So please congratulate these commanders on their first ever solo kills. Now, my quick little impromptu insertion into the debrief this week is about fleet carriers. FDev has announced on the forums that they will be releasing or talking about fleet carriers on Thursday, April 2nd. Now, we actually got some nice little juicy detail bits here on the forum post about what carriers are going to provide with us, and that's actually 16 landing pads. Wow. And also, it will cost commanders roughly about 5 billion credits. So we now know officially how much fleet carriers are going to cost. So go ahead and start grinding up there at Baran at the triple diamond hotspot there to really start affording this, because that's a pretty hefty price tag, but actually pretty fair price tag. So that just came out today. Sorry, I'm adding this on to the end of the video. It's just I already had the video edited and everything put together, so I just wanted to quickly toss that into the debrief. So yep, moving on. Now that's it for this week's debrief, commanders. I appreciate all of you for joining me this week, and I will see you guys all next week. As always, commanders, aim for the heart. Carry on.